Hi guys, welcome to the channel. In today's video we take on xQc, the streaming superstar and former professional Overwatch player. He made his mark on the chess world in PogChamps. Do you have what it takes to defeat the Canadian superstar? We'll see, guys. I've watched a few of this guy's videos and he seems pretty funny. So yeah, we'll try and get a cheeky win on the board. We'll start off with a Queen's Gambit. If you saw my last video, guys, we'll know how to play this. So these two pawns here, and we're looking to probably take this pawn with the bishop if they ever push this pawn. So let's come out. I've changed my whole setup around on the screen, put my picture up a little bit in the center, so hopefully it's looking good for you guys. So let's develop the knight. Something which I've never really heard other people speak about in chess, but I seem to find it to be the case, is when this knight comes out, I often think that meeting it with this diagonally opposite knight is the way to go, because this covers these two squares and this covers these two squares as well. So obviously not in every situation, but for example, if you're playing bullet and you're unsure of a solid move to go with, you know, it's often a decent idea because these knights compete with the same squares. So now we probably want to get our bishop out. It's whether to put it here. Can they push us? No, I think we're all right putting the knight here. And often when I've got the knight on this square, I like to create a little cubby hole by pushing this H pawn and just giving the knight an option to come back and having this long-term diagonal. So if they take, we're happy because we can take with this, but we do first need to play this. So this bishop has vision. Okay, so let's create this cubby hole. And also, it might be also looking to start a big attack on the enemy king, because we can castle this side. Maybe queen up. Is there anything wrong with that? We can also jump the knight in here, try and trade off that bishop. Looks like a super strong square for our knight. I don't know why we wouldn't. Now if we take this, we can maybe take that and damage the structure. Although all our pawns are on dark squares, so like long-term strategically, guys, if your pawns are on dark squares, you probably shouldn't trade off your light square bishop, especially for a knight. But it does damage his structure, so it's very tempting. But if we're going to be castling this side, we probably don't want to damage the structure because that opens up the rook. So there's all these like layers you get building on top of one another. So do we want to trade off his bishop? This knight is super strong and we can do it whenever we want. I think we start going for a big attack personally. But maybe we want to move the queen so we've at least got the option to castle. Nah, actually, I decided I don't want to. I want to attack. Okay, so that's just giving away a pawn, isn't it? What? I'm confused, guys. So let's say here we get this. What if here? This knight can't do anything, it just has to go back. So let's kick it back. Okay. I guess he's going to argue that my king is unsafe. So if we take, this is hit, should probably move the rook. Move it here to line it up with the king. Looks good long term, actually. I'm just thinking, could we get that move in? No, it's defended too much, this square. So let's just bring the rook in line with the king. Okay, so we lose a pawn. And I mean, this just looks like it's going to cause absolute mayhem. Because it's lining up with this pawn, which is lined up with the king. And this bishop and this rook. See, remember, guys, before I was thinking, should I trade this bishop off? And look at this bishop now. Look how strong it is. If it's got this pawn pinned to the king. And look at this rook with the revealed mischief on the king. So, if takes, we're okay, but I'm a bit worried about this move. So maybe we take this off the board. Here, and crack. Yeah, because I like being able to push this pawn. Also, just taking there looks nice. Because it damages the structure. And I think our king's going to be staying in the middle anyway, so I'm not quite as worried about activating this rook. Although there's sorry guys, there's a few good looking moves right now. So this looks good. This looks good. I'm sort of going between this and this. I think we can do both. I think this first. And he doesn't take back. Wow. So what's he threatening? I really don't know. Can't we just go back? And also just take here and push. Which I like. Because I didn't want that knight jumping here and putting extra pressure on this square here. And now he's taken, that just sort of releases that pressure. See, no, I like this. This move just looks really nice. Maybe he blockades with that, but then... Maybe we play this first. Then he can't blockade with this move. It makes this pawn push more powerful. Yeah, we've got a better position, guys. So if here... So now we need to defend this square somehow. So we can do it with this rook, preparing to double. Or we can just push this pawn, reinforcing this one. I don't see why not. Just killing the activity of these rooks. I don't think this is fair to xQc, actually. I think he plays much better than this from what I've seen. This looks good. Everything looks good right now. I mean, even just rook threatening to come in. So if here... maybe just queen up. If here... Just hit the rook. Not quite sure what to do. I mean, that's not a threat. We could put our king over here. Maybe we just push this pawn to create some mischief, though. Okay. So we develop the knight, the bishop now, which I like, and now we can push this. Okay. So the bot's now just sacking everything, guys. So at this point, you know you're doing all right. So we can go check. Let's just play it. It's good. And let's start here. So I was just looking at this tactic, but actually the king's still defending the queen. Is there any other deflection mischief we've got? So what about this check? And then... No. Alright, let's just go here. And then hopefully we can bring a rook. I mean, there's just this though, isn't there? Okay, so that's how you defeat xQc. Well played to my streamer brethren. Yeah, I hope that helps, guys, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.